welcome back to TK Experience. Back again with a guest, and you guys may know this one. In fact, you guys should know this guy, John Ferrara, Ferrara Films. John, welcome, bro.
What's up, baby? How we
Nice
doing?
to have you here.
Yes,
Good,
sir.
good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, we're very glad that John joined us. We've been getting a lot closer over the past year and a half, and we just want to talk about more of his work, his life, and just really showcase all of his great work for Westchester Athletics. So John, why don't you just walk us through who is John Ferrara, where did you grow up, where did you go to high school, and stuff like that?
Yeah, so my name is John Ferrara. I'm from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. Went to high school, Owen J. Roberts High School, graduated in 2017. Right after that, I actually attended Delaware County Community College in media, all in media, downtown in Exton, Pennsylvania. So they had like a lot of like campuses, so I just traveled around, did like classes there. Did that 2 years, then I actually after that transferred out to Montclair State in New Jersey for a semester. Didn't really enjoy it there too much, so then I transferred back here to Temple University. So I thought, being back home in Philadelphia, I'm not from Philadelphia, but being back, just being like in the area, really like kind of meant a lot more to me. So I got a lot of good experiences there. And right now I'm working for Westchester University here for the athletic department. On a contract right now, just filming sports, making creative videos, just upping the marketing and of the sports, and just doing what I love, and that's just kind of giving certain athletes like exposure and that they deserve. So just doing out here doing what I love, and it's paying off pretty good. So
that's
cool.
That's
good.
awesome.
I love that, man. Yeah.
It's a great story, and it sounds like you've had various types of experiences. And I just want to dial back a little bit. Let's start with Montclair here. What was that like, and what did you like about it? Perhaps what didn't you? Because I think it's very important for our audience to know what built you and molded you to be the person you are. Because as people, you guys already seen, especially student athletes, you are making a big difference within the athletes' lives and soon to be and continually with Westchester Athletics. So just to reiterate, what was your university experience like, and what are some things that really took you to come to this path?
Yeah, so basically, so you want me to kind of explain, like, I guess.
Yeah, just your experience about what it's like, and what even made you move, and stuff like that. What eventually got you here?
Yeah, so honestly, like when I started at Delco, I didn't really know if I wanted to even go to college, and just my parents were like, just go to school, go to Delaware County, like you'll find your purpose there, you'll find your passion there, and because they didn't really think and neither did I. Like I never really wanted to like take the SATs because I wasn't. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like dude, like that's I'd be like I see it all the time. Like for high school students, it's like the most stressful like experience. It seems like what I'm saying. Like I don't know what it is about going to school to a school. It's not even your school. You go to a school like on a Saturday. And like you're there with like a bunch of random people taking like this. I imagine the test is like an inch thick, like just like a freaking novel. Like that's just not my thing, man. So instead of that, I'd take like to get into Delco, I'd take like placement tests just to like enroll, just to like see like kind of what education level you're on. Yeah. So did that. Got in. Obviously, well, they didn't basically enroll everyone, so I got in with how I needed to get in basically. So basically did that. And then took all like my gen eds there and things like took basically like all my gen eds there. And while I was there, like I always wanted to like do media. I didn't exactly know like what role I wanted to do. So they actually opened up this new thing my first semester there called the New Media Lab, which is basically their radio station, but they did like podcasts there. So I was actually like doing podcasts with like certain guys, and I got to lead one of the podcasts. I actually got to lead was like when the Eagles first won the Super Bowl. So we got to cover that, just like go over like some certain plays, what happened basically like in the game. Basically just like a sports talk show. Kind of like, ESPN First Take. Not really a debate show, just like sports radio, basically. That's kind of what it was for me. Like kind of felt like sports radio. So I was doing that, and then I felt like as that went on, like I always wanted as that went on, like I actually wanted to like become a broadcaster, like a play-by-play like sports broadcaster, like a personality, like an on-air personality basically. And I think my dream job at that time was being an MLB Network analyst because I knew probably the most about baseball. I watch MLB Network still to this day, like every morning, unless it's Saturday, then I watch College Game Day because I'm that type of person. So I always wanted to like do that. So that's kind of like what made me go to Montclair. After my first full year at Delaware County Community College, I took summer classes out at UCLA for I want to say that entire for like 3 months. So I was out there and I took a class called. I took two classes. One of them was like called I don't know. The other one was called one was called like sports business management. So I was like, all right, if I want to work in sports, like media, sports business media management, something like that. So if I want to work in like sports media, I kind of had to know the business about it. So I went out there and they taught me like all about like teams, businesses, and things like that. And it wasn't really that great because like everything was just so like out in LA, like everything was just so like money first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like it just like I've always wanted to like live out there and just like kind of go to school out there. But like kind of after that, I was like, maybe I want to stay here first, make a name for myself as I am right now, and then kind of make my way to somewhere else. So that's kind of how that went. But I did learn a lot just about like sports business, that like how money is like managed like in the sports world. Like you got freaking Dallas Cowboys and New York Yankees, like billion-dollar teams, and you just learn kind of how they manage their money, manage their finances. So that was cool. We had some representatives like from the Lakers come in because obviously in LA, Lakers play in LA. So we had some representatives come in, and that was actually the summer that LeBron got traded to the Lakers. Oh, wow. So there was huge. Yeah. Oh my dude, this was crazy. Like anytime like I went out to like Santa Monica or Venice Beach, going to all the stores, dude, LeBron jerseys just everywhere, and I'm like, this is like so real. Imagine, yeah, because like I thought he was going to come to the Sixers, but LeBron, come on, man, like, come on, man. But no, it was cool just to like kind of be like in that realm, like just in that space. But anyway, yeah. So I did summer classes out there. I came back, and then I realized that I was looking at like, okay, what are the top media markets in the country? So I was looking at it was New York. It was New York City. Number 2 is LA. Number 3 is Chicago. 4 is Houston. Number 5 is Philly. Right. So I was like, all right. So New York City, I live like 2 hours away from. So I was looking at like where to go to school, either in New York City or around it. And I realized that all my family's from North Jersey, like Montclair area. So I was like, all right. So Montclair State's like not too far. They have this new communications building with like all like a radio station, television station, things like that. So I was like, all right, I'll go there. So I applied, got in, and it wasn't the best experience because like I had to take like more gen eds there because Delco kind of has like a connection between like certain schools like here at Westchester and it had a connection at Temple, so it was kind of off. So because I'd take more gen eds like at Montclair State, like I take like science, anthropology, just like weird, just like classes I just wasn't really like feeling, and like I was in an unfamiliar territory, and also it was like a commuter school too, so I was like basically the only one there like not from New Jersey, so that just kind of made it like tough, and I was just there like in the dorm like just by myself the entire time. So I was just like, this just isn't it. So I decided to like come home every weekend because basically like anyone who like lived there like came home on the weekends too, so like it was just like it was just kind of just not a great situation I was in. I was like, damn, like then I started questioning myself like, school like really right for me? Like, is this like the right route? Like, is this what I want to do? It's like I talked to my parents about it. I'm like, yo, like this isn't right. I don't know what to do. Like they're like, I just grind it out. Like you'll be fine. Just see what you want to do. So kept grinding it out. Just really wasn't really working out for me. So I was like, all right, maybe I should just transfer again. So I just looked at like schools that had the program I wanted to be in, and Temple was the first one that came up. I was like, all right, so that's in the area. I have easy access to home. I'll try and transfer there. And basically, like all my credits from Delco already transferred to Temple, so I basically just was like a shoe-in. I was like, all right, this is great. So that's kind of how and basically it was. I think like one thing I learned about Montclair State is like I learned kind of how to like travel on my own because like dude, like this is crazy. Like every weekend I would take the train home and then take it back like on like that same Sunday. Like I would get on like. I guess like when I was at Montclair, like I would Uber to the Newark train station, take the New Jersey Transit to Trenton, take Trenton to Philly, and then get off at Philly, take that all the way back home. So do that like every single weekend, man. It was like because then I would pass by like Rutgers University right there, and I was just thinking like, damn, like they must be having like the time of their lives, and I'm here like not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's like, damn, like should I go there? I looked at going to Rutgers too, but that wasn't really a great situation either. Yeah, so that's kind of how that situation. And I learned a lot about myself. You know what I'm saying? Because all I had was myself. And like, what better situation can you be in to learn about yourself when you don't really have anyone around? Yep. So I didn't have any choice but to like kind of like do this thing on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no one around. Like it was just like me like the entire time, and it was kind of like I was kind of cursed. I always say all the time, like, I was cursed with a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of worked out the way it did, and another reason where everything happens for a reason. So that worked out the way it did. It was unfortunate situation, but yeah, I think another thing is like I have a lot of family history there. Like my uncle Tommy, he passed away before I was born. I think like 1993. So he played football at the University of Columbia, and then after he worked in New York City and lived in Montclair, New Jersey. And it was funny because me and my dad, we drove by his old house, and he was like, "Yeah, he's taking a trip down memory lane." I was like, "Damn, like you guys actually like grew up around here. This is crazy." So like it was kind of like being I guess that was another reason I went to Montclair State, is to just be a part of like where like my family came from, and like kind of like traditional. So like traditional aspects, because we passed by like the church my parents got married at, and we passed by the Burger King my mom used to work at, and like we passed by this restaurant. It's called the Grasshopper, where a lot of my relatives used to go a lot. So and I just turned 21 too when I was there. So that wasn't great, I guess, either, because I wasn't really with anyone. I was just kind of like by myself. I was like, yeah, it's all right. So because then the next semester I transferred out, and then I just kind of enjoyed my 21st year from there on out. So yeah, so I transferred to Temple, and then once I got to Temple, it was just like a whole whole new experience, because I've never lived in a city before. So what happened was like I lived in like one of the dorms, and actually got paired up with one of my good friends from high school, like just randomly. So that was a great experience. And then so that semester was like going like so well. I was like involved in like our sports, like our sports center show. It's called Al Sports Update. So basically like it's like a news show. This we have like anchors, writers, server prompters, like things like that. Cover Temple athletics basically. Yeah. So I tried. So that was like I tried that out for a year, and this was the semester. This was spring 2020. So it was when COVID happened. So we all came home. So I was like, damn, like I was having a great time, and it just got cut short. So came home and did classes online, which that just wasn't it, just
trust me,
not, what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like you get it's like you worked so hard for something, and it just throw it out the window almost. Like what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying, man? It's crazy. It wasn't
and it's like as you're saying all that too, and I'll say this real quick before, because I know Tom. I'll let Tom introduce the next question too, but. Based on everything you said, just one word before you describe all the experiences.
Oh my gosh, man! One word?
Yeah,
that's like
just one word.
Man, just one word. I want to say just develop. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like every single part, everything I've been through, just developed me as my character, and I'm still developing like to this day. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say like development. I'd say also character, and then I'd just say probably just now I have like a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really have, like Tom Brady said this when he spoke at Michigan. He's like he didn't have an easy experience at Michigan. He had to kind of earn his status, like which is what I'm out here doing. I'm trying to earn like a status to like be some sort of value to like athletes and things like that. So and through my experiences, I feel like I can like add on to that too. So yeah, I'd say like definitely development. I'd say is probably like the best word to describe it. I did, and the thing is, like, dude, I would do it again. Like, honestly, I think about this like all the time. Like, I think about like just the journey I've been on. It's like, damn, like, I can't really think about this how I would do this like any other way. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't be the person who I am today. So it's just I'd see it as a blessing that I like made it through, and I didn't just like quit and just like and just start doing like stupid stuff. Like I'm proud of myself, to be honest. Like it's not really like I had anyone else like there like throughout the journey, like by my side all the time. Like I'm proud of myself. Like just waking up every day, just not really knowing what I'm gonna do like the next day, what I'm gonna do like the next moment. Like it was kind of just like a routine, and almost like not to get deep, but it's just almost like I didn't really know if I was gonna like make it out like alive. Like for you know what I'm saying, like make it out like not like that, but like make it out like just
at least mentally.
Exactly. It's like, am I just gonna drop out and just go like do something else and just waste the rest of my life, or am I gonna like find a way to really like make this possible, make something out of this? And thought about it, and I was just like, let's give this another shot. Let's persevere. It's me and myself here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm proud of myself at the end of the day. That's I guess one piece of advice, man. Just be proud of yourself. I guess that's not one word, but proud of myself. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a great little journey, going through, and everyone kind of finds themselves going through college. It's not an easy adjustment coming from high school
Absolutely
to college,
not,
and
man.
everyone has it different. And I'm really glad that all these events brought you here today. So
Yeah.
my one favorite quote by Kobe Bryant is, "The dream is not the destination; it's all about the journey." You gotta just enjoy every single day and the hards and ups and downs of life. So I really kind of related to just what you've been saying. But I wanted to also just sum up too, just about your college experience. What did you actually graduate with? What degree? And my sister also went to Temple. She's a full-time nurse, still lives in Philly, so she really enjoyed it there. But I wanted to hear what exactly was your major that you.
Yeah, so what I graduated with was media studies and production, track and media entrepreneurship. Basically, I used to be a journalism major because, like I said, at Montclair State, like I always wanted to be on MLB Network, like an analyst, like an on-air talent. And then when I got to Temple, I realized very quick that it's not as easy as I expected. And I think I was going into that profession that just track for all the wrong reasons. Like I just wanted to be like on camera, just like speak my mind. But like when you're on television, you can't really do that because A, television's not censored, and B, it's like there's a lot more that goes into it than just speaking in front of a camera. Like you gotta write, you gotta be able to write, you gotta be able to read off a teleprompter, you gotta be able to study, interview. Just a lot that goes into it. And I think what blew my mind the most is that there were so many people who had so much experience like in high school who were doing this. So I was like, damn, I'm just coming to the game now. It's just isn't it. But I knew I had something in media. You know what I'm saying? So I think during the pandemic, it's funny, during the pandemic is when I actually started taking like video editing seriously. So I used to damn, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. I used to download clips off of ESPN, mainly baseball clips, and just put them together in like highlight reels using like iMovie. And I used to just throw them up on like YouTube or something. Just like over like songs and stuff like that. So I was like, damn, this is I made like about like 10. I made like Mike Trout highlights, Tim Anderson, Javier Baez, basically player highlights. You know what I'm saying? And then top plays highlights too, like highlight mixes, kind of like what I do today. And then just the more I kept doing it, the more I was like, I don't want to stop doing this. This is fun. Like this, I'm having fun with it. So I think that started to pick up a little bit, and then I was still like within that, I was still like wanting to kind of be like a sports like journalist, like be like on our talent, like I said before. But I guess like I started taking it because it said like you had to take like sports writing classes, like you had to know how to write. I tried doing that. I didn't fail the class, but I felt like I failed miserably. It just wasn't my thing, man. I gotta give props. First of all, I gotta give props to like sports writers out there. I don't know how you guys do it in such a fast manner, but damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so they just get it right like every time. Like I met someone at we met Carrie at Chick-fil-A. Like I met her at the volleyball game. She was writing for the Quad, the newspaper here. She's a sports writer too. And I just want to like ask her like, how do you even like just write? Like how do you like that sounds stupid to me by saying, but it's just like damn, how do you do this, man? Like it's crazy. It's just like I don't know, man. But I guess with me saying that, all it means is that's not for me. That's not for me. You know what I'm saying?
So why don't you talk, about your role now?
Yeah.
You're now the videographer for Westchester.
Yeah.
And for the athletic department. So why don't you just kind of go through how did you ultimately kind of get this job?
Yeah, this is something that I've been waiting to talk about for a long time. So basically, at Temple, I've always basically like when I figured out like I didn't want to be a sports journalist, I wanted to be a videographer. I was like, all right, I want to be a videographer, and they have this thing called the Squad, called Owls Creative at Temple. So basically, like it's like a bunch of like videographers, photographers, graphic designers, and basically people who do like creative work. Like they have like student workers, interns, full-time workers, and I want to be like a student worker. So was trying to apply, trying to like reach out. Like I think I missed like the deadline to apply or something, and I was trying to reach out to like everyone possible. No one would respond. No one like would respond. And I was like, hey, I'm a videographer in the area. I have interest in like shooting basketball games and stuff like that. So I got to shoot for the radio station. Actually, I got to shoot I think a few games for the radio station. One of the games was against Villanova. And got to do the court. I got to get the court story. That was pretty cool. That was awesome. And then I think at that moment I was like, all right, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like this is insane. So got to do that, and then like that didn't really like pan out because like I had to use like Temple's like equipment, like their cameras, and like it didn't really like match up to like my skill set. I was like, I'm way more advanced than this, I know. So I gotta like save up for a camera, which I did, and just use that and like just learn by myself because like if Temple's not gonna give me the opportunity to do that, then it's just like, all right, I guess I'll just have to do this myself. So because like when I was doing for the radio station, they were like, yeah, we want you to film less of the game and more of us in the booth. And I was like, that's great, but like, come on, man. Like, I want to like, come on, like, just give me the opportunity. Like, just I can do it. I can do it, man. I swear, I can do it. Didn't work, but so after the fall semester, my senior year, which was last fall, I came home and I only had to take one class at Temple to graduate. And I was at home, so I was like, you know what? Westchester University is not too far, and I think they have good sports, so let me reach out, see if maybe they have an opportunity. So I reached out, sent the same email that I did as I did like at Temple, and they got back to me like connecting me with Jim, as you know now, and basically we scheduled a call. We were on the phone. We were like, yeah, so Westchester basketball, both men's and women's, they play Mansfield on January 4th. You should come do that game. I was like, all right, I'm there. And then like, also, we want you to do a pregame speech, mic'd up vid of Coach Blair. And I was like, that's insane. I was like, I just reached out to do the game. Now you want me in like do it. I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah. So this is crazy. Like, so I pulled up to the game. I've never been to Hollinger Fieldhouse before, so I didn't really know what to expect. Really nice setup, and all. I love like the spirit and just like everything there. So pulled up. When I got there, he kind of showed me around the facility, and then every time like he showed me around, he was like, yeah, I bet Temple doesn't give you this access, and I'm like, no, they don't. I'm sold. Like, this is great. So did they show me around like a locker room and stuff like that? Give me a little tour. So and then the women's game was about to start. So I was filming them during warm-ups, and usually like when I'm at Temple, like usually we put these athletes on like a pedestal. So I go in with the mentality of like, all right, I can't talk to the athletes. I'm just there to work. That's it. So basically, what happened was like the athletes started talking to me, and I was like, what's up? So it was funny. They were like, hey, can you give me a video of doing this? I'm like, sure, but like, aren't you supposed to be like practicing, warming up? You guys are about to play a game. What's going on? And then it instantly, like, right there, I realized, you guys don't get this, do you? Like the creative side video, like Tom, you keep saying, right? So I'm like, no shot. So it's like, oh, damn, like I did not my mind just freaking exploded. Like I was like, no way, you guys don't like get this like exposure like you should have. Like even if you're like not good or like not D1 school, like we're in an area where people like want to see sports and stuff. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So it just and then I think after so we did the mic'd up vid with Coach Blair. That went really good. That was pretty cool. And then after that, I was doing the rest of the women's game, and then I forget who tapped me on the shoulder. He was like, "Yo, where can we get this?" And I'm like, "You guys don't get it either? What's going on?" You know what I'm saying? So did that. And then so basically from there on out, like I started like filming basketball games, and then they wanted me to come and do like spring sports, so I do like softball, baseball, lacrosse. That was a lot of fun, and throughout the process, I really got to like connect with like a lot of the athletes, like you guys. So throughout that process, like it's just been like great, and just the opportunities are just like pretty much like endless. And then during that summer, Jim reached out to me again, saying that like, hey, so I want you to come back, but what I can do is offer you a contract for tenure basis. I was like, that's fine by me, like I love doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't get a job right out of college, so this is a perfect opportunity to, up my skill set. So so basically what my position right now is I'm a sports videographer, creative. I would say like kind of director of creative video for Westchester Athletics. Basically pull up to as many games as possible and make like highlight tapes, and also make like single video highlights right after each game if like a crazy goal happens, like in soccer or something, or like a 100-mile-an-hour spike in volleyball, as probably you guys saw in one of my latest videos. That was crazy. Yeah, basically just trying to imitate like a lot of like other like D1 programs or a lot of like professional sports, because that's what they do, is like they like post like single game highlights, like Villanova, like if Cam Whitmore went up to do a crazy dunk, then they'll post that right after the game or during halftime, like just as soon as possible, because everything in this industry is about like speed. You know what I'm saying? Because like you do something the next day, unless it's like a highlight tape. Sometimes I do that. I usually do that the next day, but like single game highlights, like it's pretty much over. It's not going to get the same recognition as it is like the first day. Because I remember, I think it was I forget who number 3 is on the football team, but I did his touchdown. I think it was like over like 60-yard pass or something like that, and yeah, no, you guys saw that, and that got over 12,000 plays. This is my most likely viewed video, and I was like, this is crazy. So that right there kind of made the impression of, all right, so this is the route I need to take in just posting and like making content, like new types of content, because I'm always trying to like expand my content. You know what I'm saying? Like not just make highlight tapes, like single game tapes, like post photos sometimes of myself, and like I like like doing the single highlight tapes with like Twitter quotes on top of it too. I think that really helps the brand. That helps the brand a lot. It's not just about video; it's about like inspiring others, and like especially athletes too. Like it's about just connecting with them on a personal level, I think. Yeah, so basically that's my role right now with athletics. It's going, and loving it so far. You know what I'm saying? And right now we're working with some other people as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
we'll dive into that.
Yeah, and
shortly,
then we're getting together. The other people.
So me and Kress, we co-founded Westchester Soccer Media, and most people have probably seen it. We realized that you don't really see a lot of behind-the-scenes kind of content for student athletes on the team. So we kind of we were doing Project 50, and then we kind of expanded and started this soccer account. And we did a bunch of different collabs with other teams. We did some just videos, just of asking questions and stuff like that. And we found some great success. I mean, we have a couple of videos that have 30,000 views on Instagram and TikTok, and then our most viewed one was 150,000 on Instagram. And it was what time everybody showed up to our first 6:30 a.m. lift. So we've been doing a lot of different things on social media. We now have our WC Media marketing company, so we kind of expanded even more off of that. But that's kind of how we ultimately kind of joined forces together for me, you, and Kresstoph. And as you were saying, this Westchester Athletic social media marketing team, we've got, I would say, 6 members right now. We're all reporting to Jim Zolk, and Westchester is the 5th biggest school in Pennsylvania.
Right. Yeah.
But the social media part lacks a lot. Yeah, it is. Damn. It is. Yep. Yeah. And so me and Kress this past spring, we went to the athletic department, pitched, and we gave them all this stuff. Game plan, how to make a student section, how to make a content team. Yeah. Gave them all this information, and they didn't even respond to us.
Nothing, man.
But now
that's kind of what happened to me at Temple, man. It's like, what? Come on, man. Just I'm here, man. But
yeah, so now we're making this team a reality now. We've got 6 people, and we got our first meeting on Thursday, and the Westchester Athletic Department has really just slowly, and we're really starting to see the progress of the social media aspect. And it's really cool to see kind of us working on it and really expanding on it. And the ultimate goal for this team is basically, once me and Kress graduate and you probably move on to something else in your life, to make this a club where everyone is still doing it. And when we're 30 years old, we'll still see Westchester Athletic posts pop up on our feed. So
definitely.
Yeah, so this marketing team, we've got 6 people right now, and we're trying to just expand. So if anyone out there is interested in videography, pictures, editing, content ideas, anything, please reach out to us on Instagram or wherever, comment here. So please, we're trying to expand. We're at 6 people. Ideally, we want around 15 or so, and we're slowly building up. And as I said, I mean, it's a great resume builder. You get real world experience. You can connect with all of us and work. So it's a really good opportunity. And please, if anyone is interested, reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. Network is net worth. And like Tom said, we 100% want to get more people on the team. And, these guys have been doing a great job just really building the foundation in their own aspect of the roles they have within the job. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. Like you said, I'm just glad that we're continuing from the last spring semester, but unsuccessful and all those different types of things. But now we're here, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, what are your ultimate goals and kind of visions? How you see yourselves progressing in the future with Westchester Athletics and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I know for me, it's like, the whole reason I started to do I started with Westchester Athletics is because like it was in my local area and I knew it had a big like following. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everyone like in the tri-state area, especially like, here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, Delaware, like people from there go to Westchester and people from there like know about Westchester. Like, the thing is like about Westchester, I keep saying this is like, we're not Shippensburg, we're not East Stroudsburg, we're not Noisville, we're Kutztown. Schools like any other PSAC school, we're not in the middle of nowhere. Like, not to bash on any of those schools, but I'm just saying that Westchester is the what is it, the county seat of Chester County.
And baby.
That's it. Literally, that's it, man. That's it. Like, and like I'm from Chester County, so Westchester has definitely had like the town, not like the town of Westchester, even like the school here, like has definitely had a huge impact on me because like whenever I come down to Westchester University, like to work, like it's like I'm in a whole nother world because like a lot of these guys are not from here. Like you guys are from Lehigh Valley, right? Yeah. So like obviously with Lehigh Valley, like Allentown area, Scranton. Like I've met people from freaking New Jersey, like Delaware, Maryland sometimes too. Yeah. And but one of the girls on the volleyball team, she's from Colorado. So it's like it has a big like following. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that deserves to be seen more, especially in athletics, because everyone loves sports. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of posts about, especially on Barstool Westchester, about, the Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, stuff like that. Never post Westchester Athletics. I remember I had a clip of Josh Walker hitting the game winner against Shepherd on the first day of classes of last spring semester. I sent that to Westchester Athletics. I literally sent the actual video to them, like found like their emails, stuff like that. Sent that to Barstool, sent that to Westchester Athletics, and like post this. This is huge. Like the gym went crazy. I remember like that's probably one of the moments that like established like, all right, I want to do this for the rest of my life. That was probably the best thing I've ever experienced. So like post this, like Barstool Westchester could have posted and been like, game winner, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like when like Barstool like Alabama posts or LSU post like a national championship. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know for me, like for Westchester Athletics, I want to see it grow within. I just want to put Westchester Athletics like on the map. Like I see, the saying, D2 school, D1 drinkers. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I see that, and then I understand. And then that makes me understand. Like, all right, so we had like the school spirit here, but we have the athletics here. Oh, yeah. We need to get the athletics here, like even. You know what I'm saying? So we need to put Westchester Athletics like on the map, like creatively. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people, they don't even know what the inside of Hollinger Fieldhouse looks like. Oh yeah. They don't know how good the baseball team is. They don't know how good their freaking lacrosse team was last year, even though they were number one in the country. Unfortunately, lost the pace in the national championship. People need to know this. People in this area need to know this. They need to come out and support. Yeah. Like I know I'm sounding very like demanding, but like that, if we want Westchester Athletics to grow, that's the way it has to be. How do you think Villanova gets all their fans? By like demand, you know what I'm saying? And just by getting good. Like these guys are good. We just need to like let people know that they're here and they're coming. You know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders, example. We are in the absolute perfect time to be doing what we're doing because you see Deion Sanders start coaching in Colorado. He's bringing like the different type of culture to college football. You know what I'm saying? Like for Pete's sake, like when they played Colorado State, they had Lil Wayne do their walkout. Like you never see that. They had celebrities show up. Like he just brings a different type of like presence and like swagger like to the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to do here basically. And I feel like all these things are happening at once. That's what makes us like in a perfect space for it. So I really want to like see Westchester Athletics like grow to that slate. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in competition like. I guess creative media-wise, we're definitely in competition with like East Stroudsburg and University of Tampa because I know University of Tampa is probably one of the nicest baseball facilities in all the country, and they're a Division II school. So that's kind of where basically we're at, and we're building a team around it who has the same vision. And I really like where this is going. I see Westchester Athletics; they're getting better every single day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like They got their podcast now. They got the Inside the Huddle. You guys have to check that out. It's pretty good. And basically, I just want to. I guess just the goal for me is just to put it on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of Villanova is on the map, and like kind of how like the Big Five schools are on the map. So yeah, because like I said before, Westchester, it's a popular town, and people want to see stuff like this around here. So just gives them something to see and to support too.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree with everything you were saying, and my ultimate goal for the club and everything is basically make it self-sustaining. I want to be there in the early stages where I'm kind of pulling some strings, getting the organization down for the club, and then basically make it just where people want to be in it. They're looking to reach out, and it's a place for people that have similar interests and want to work on something to go to and get some experience and put it on their resume. So my goal is just to really help out for the next 8 months or so until I graduate in the spring, because as I'm doing, I got a full-time job offer at a wealth management firm. I'm not going to be doing Westchester athletics for the rest of my life, but I want to see, because as a student athlete, I wanted more recognition and everything with social media, which I've kind of started kind of the revolution in a way of the whole department and everything with these ideas. And it's just cool to kind of see it coming into presence and, being a part of this team. So I think we've got some great ideas. It comes down to we need some more manpower for all these different ideas to actually come into real life. And I'm just really excited to kind of see just the next couple months of Westchester Athletics and how their social media presence will continue to rise. And the only difference between D1 and Westchester's athletics is just people putting more energy, resources, and time into the department. And we can definitely be right up to that level. And as I said, we're the 5th biggest school in Pennsylvania. We should be treating our social media like that.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and with that being said, as we start to come around the close of our podcast, which I've enjoyed really just listening to your story, just hearing you guys talk and all that stuff, because I think it's very important, as we mentioned last time, that people really start to understand and get the perspectives from other people as we start to depart eventually in the future, right? With that being said, guys, great stuff going on, great stories. What are some advice and just some things you can share really briefly that can help others based on the stories and just based on life overall?
So I'll go first on this one. So basically, I know for me, my advice has always been just to, it sounds cliche, but just like be you, honestly. Like just make sure like you don't fit too much in with the crowd, because then people are not gonna like see your true value. You know what I'm saying? So and I always say this too, like whatever you're good at, it doesn't matter where you go, where you come from, they're gonna find you. Like it doesn't matter if you play football at Tennessee, University of Tennessee, or you play football here at Westchester or over at Alvernia. Like if you're good, they're gonna find you. You know what I'm saying? And I think, especially for you athletes out there, I really want you to listen closer to this. Do not let your talent take you somewhere that your character will not keep you. So I know, I'll say it again. Do not let your talent take you somewhere that your character won't keep you. So basically, don't be a talented a-hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a good person. Like that's all I gotta say, because coaches everywhere are seeing. I know coaches everywhere and like just mentors everywhere are seeing everything about like athletes and people in general. You know what I'm saying? Like body, like it doesn't matter about like your talent or what you can do on the field. It's how you are off the field or out of the office. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you like as a person? Like are you gonna be good in the locker room? Are you gonna be like good with your teammates? Because if you're a bad teammate but you're a really good athlete, like what like that doesn't. It's not going to go as far as the person who's, has both the characteristics of a good teammate and a good athlete. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my advice for all you athletes out there. And as an athlete, as a former baseball player in high school, I mean, I know that was a little while ago, but I still kind of have that character. I still kind of have that competitive character in me. So definitely, I definitely want to see that in everyone around me, and I feel like. Also with this team kind of growing, it's definitely developing like within each other too. So that's some advice I have for you guys.
I love that. I love that advice, and I hope people really take that to heart. But as we're wrapping up, John, I mean, you got some great things going on in your life, and what is a perfect kind of end goal career wise? You know, what's the end goal for you? What do you want to do?
Make it to the league, man. Make it to the league, man. Whether it's NBA, MLB, NHL, MLS, MLB. I think it's MLB already, but yeah, just make it to the league. But like recently, I've been leaning towards more of like Division I programs, like University of Tennessee, LSU, UCLA. Just because I love, like, ever since I started working at Westchester, like, I just love, like, the college athletic atmosphere. And they say, like, any SEC football game is better than the Super Bowl. Is a better atmosphere than the Super Bowl because you have just, like, tradition, you know, just, like, yeah, tradition, exposure, just, you know, like, young talent, and just, it's just a different experience, like, every time. So I just love, like, capturing moments like that, capturing moments of, like, excitement and tradition, and just, you know, giving athletes the recognition they deserve. And you know, I think another like end goal for me is like for Ferrara Films is hopefully to expose athletes in the right way for them to get drafted into like the MLS or like, you know, MLB, things like that. Yeah, like wouldn't it be awesome if I like if one of if like an owner of, you know, a soccer team saw like one of your games and saw like, hey, I like this kid right here, I'm gonna come out and watch him, and they come out and like the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like another like goal for what I want to do for athletes is give them like more exposure, like in a creative way, both for, you know, hopefully to get to that next level and to also like bring in, you know, the entertainment and just the exposure they deserve. So yeah, I guess that's probably just, you know, my end goal, and then I just want to like just also just build on that any way I can, because I always see it like if you know what you're gonna do in the next day, if you know what you're gonna do like in the next day, next year, you're following someone else's plan. You're not following your plan. If you don't know what's gonna happen like the next day, next year, you're on your own path. You know, so you're literally paving your own path. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I've been doing with while working at Westchester, why I started. So yeah, it's been good so far, and I'm happy to see what the future holds. So.
Well, yeah, John, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on this podcast, man. And
yes, sir.
I hope everyone, you know, really got to know more about John. Just besides, he's not just the camera guy. So
yeah, man, there's a whole person here.
Yeah, I'm very glad you came on and for sharing your story. And I'm excited to keep working with you and to, you know, keep growing Westchester athletics. Kress, is there any last words at all?
Yeah, Ferrara Fields, man, on Instagram. Shout the kid out. Check the kid out. He posts all these great content. That's all I have. Like I said, it was a pleasure talking to you. We all know each other from a little while, but it's good to just have these in-depth conversations, and that's pretty much it for me. Any last words from you, my friend?
Go follow Ferrara Films on Instagram.
Yep, all of his social media will be linked in the description, so check it out. And yeah, TK Experience, yep, with John Ferrara complete. Catch you in the next one, guys.
See you guys.